Good afternoon, magandang hapon, and welcome to today's episode of My PI Dream. Today is Sunday, and it is the day that I normally would be resting. And this morning I just did a little bit of work around the house. I did some washing clothes, I did some cleaning of the house, I cooked some breakfast, and I actually wanted to stop here at the site today, at the build site at Villa Feliz, and water Mango Twins and do a little bit of watering of some of the columns, the concrete columns that they poured early in the week. I want to make sure that they stay wet so they cure properly. So anyway, today is actually, we're going to be talking about the budget. Today is going to be my budget episode, my budget series, my cost of living and what it costs for me to stay here. So in the Philippines, I have a couple of different spreadsheets that I track, but the one that I'm going to give you today is actually regular cost of living, what it costs me to live when I'm living in the apartment. At the very end, since I do track some other things that have to do with my building and things like that, what I will do is we will deduct certain things at the very end. Basically, it's going to be my miscellaneous cost, and that has to do with my hobbies and things like that, but that isn't what I need to survive here on a day-to-day basis over here in the Philippines. So you can judge based upon that uh, uh, actually what I'm spending, and if you were to live in the same situation that I am over here, what you could expect to be paying for yourself as well. So let's go ahead and get started with today's. I track 13 budget categories. So let's start now. And this is for April 2017, my cost of living. So let's start with the first category. The first category is going to be rent. It is always the same. My rent for April was 3,000 pesos, and based on a 50 peso to the dollar equivalent, that equals 60 US dollars. The second category is going to be my electricity. My electricity this month was 610.91 pesos, equivalent to $12.22. Spoiler alert, you're going to see the one for May. I just received it today, as a matter of fact, and it's actually almost doubled. I've been running the fan and the fan on high a lot, and that's all I have. I have a fan, all the other things, and I will have to say that that is the main reason why my electricity is up. They told me, the folks around, they said, don't run your fan all the time and things like that. And I'm like, it's a fan. How much can a fan possibly take up? So if you want to just imagine, if you look at this, I'm getting ahead of myself for May. I spent almost 1,000 pesos for only a fan, and I am gone probably 60 to 70% of the day out of my little tiny apartment. So you can imagine, if you had air conditioners, if you have aircon, what you're going to be paying on a month-to-month basis over here, especially if you have multiple ones. Hence the reason why I want to get solar included inside my total electrical solution. Let's go to the next category, which is going to be water. My water for April was 182.50. I don't remember why my March one was 455, because and it could be because I added the amount that I paid here at the subdivision and the one I have back at my apartment. But I'm going to keep all those costs for the subdivision separate from my subdivision. I might have put it in there for tracking. I don't know. But my actual one at the apartment was 182.50 in pesos, equivalent to $3.65. Next category is going to be internet costs. My internet cost from PLDT this month was 2,898.99 pesos, equivalent to 57.98 US dollars. My normal bill is 28.99, I believe. So this is an adjusted cost, and this was supposed to be actually my first real one, but it's not, because they messed up my PLDT. They had me on a DSL contract when I was on a fiber contract. So I got an adjustment, and the adjustment was for some crazy thing about moving me from DSL back to fiber, which wasn't my fault in the beginning, because it should have been on fiber. So they gave me like 1,000 peso discount. So the amount you see right here is still going to be higher. And if it's correct for the entire month, it's going to be higher, because it's like all of these telecommunication services. Uh, the telecommunications company, they charge you a base rate. So when they tell you it's 28.99 or 18.99 or 9.99, it's not going to be that, because they're going to add on all those things like we get in the U.S. also, and there's going to be these service fees and taxes and value-added taxes and all these crazy things. I'm going to break that down. I'm actually going to go to BLDT one day and bring this bill because it's like in lawyer talk on there with all the things that they're charging for you for on this. I want to find out what I'm actually paying for, but it was for $28.98.99 for the month of April. The next category is going to be my cell phone cost, my smart plan, and my smart for April is $14.99 is what I paid for that, and that includes both my $9.99 that I'm paying for my smart personal Wi-Fi, and that's included. It's two things. It's my phone for my prepaid load, and it's also for my Pocket Wi-Fi, the Pocket Bro, Pocket LTE Bro, something like that. And that's usually about 500 pesos a month. So that's what those two are right there. And you can already see I paid for May already. Spoiler alert. So anyway, and for my HOA, we won't go into the HOA because again, that's for here in the development for my other house, for this house here, not my apartment. But I'm still tracking it for me. So that was zero anyway because I paid for the year. Auto insurance. This is a new one. This is a new one, and we discussed it. And I actually gave this information when I gave the video about how much does it cost to get or how to get car insurance in the Philippines. So I paid that at the beginning of April, and that amount was 32,193.76 pesos, equivalent to 643.88 US dollars. Now, at the end, when I deduct, I'm going to be deducting my miscellaneous cost, and I'm also going to be deducting the 11 months worth from this. I'm only going to put 1 month into the total calculation because you won't get it all. So if you have a vehicle over here and you have a budget that you're working on and you want to include it, then you would have to break this down by 12. I didn't since I paid for it in the month of April, but I do a adjustment at the end. I'm going to adjust for, like I said, for miscellaneous expenses and for this insurance, and you'll see that at the very end. Go to the next category, which is going to be property taxes. Again, property taxes is for the housing subdivision here, and although you'll see what I paid for in February, I'm tracking this for myself, but it's zero and would not be included in your normal expenses if you were renting. If you had a house, then you would include those. Vehicle cost. You will see this is a big change here from January, February, March, which was zero because I had no vehicle. In April, I got the truck, and you can see that my cost is a little over 2,000 pesos, 2,075 pesos, equivalent to a little over 40 US dollars, and that includes my my fuel that I put, and I've only put one tank of fuel in so far. And that's also going to cost any other type of cost that I have that has to do with the vehicle. If I have to put oil, if I go down and I get something like things I need to wash, car shampoo or car wash, wax material, anything that has to do with the vehicle. And you can already see in May, I still haven't gotten fuel for it for May, but I have 994 pesos, 0.50 for the month of May. And that had to do, I had to get some car shampoo and I had to get some squeegee and things like that and stuff to wash the vehicle with. So the spoiler alert for the month of May, but it'll be more than that because I need to get fuel here soon. Next category is groceries. This would be a standard category for you, and that's going to be for me it was 6,249.84 pesos, equivalent to about 125 US dollars. Which it was a little bit more than the month of March. I actually bought some more groceries, and I think I bought like a double supply of my peanut butter, and I also got some stuff for the guys out here. Was bringing out watermelons for the folks out here. So let's go to dining out costs. The dining out cost, I paid 3,810 pesos, equivalent to $76, 76.20 US dollars, 76.20. A little bit more than what I paid in the month of March. I'm starting to get used to eating out now. Normally the cost for dining out, and that's included when I get from Test. Test is the very small portion. What bumps this up is when I go to places like the mall, and I eat at some of those places inside the mall, and I've eaten, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 times, I think, something like that in the month of April. So that's what I paid on dining out. My transportation cost. you'll see that my transportation costs for February and March were averaged around 550, 600 pesos, because that's when I was taking the jeepney and the trikes, and I was doing all those kind of public transportation. Now that I have the truck, I only have a 40 peso, and I think that was one night when my wife told me to go from the apartment and come up to the subdivision here and to make sure that I brought the drone footage back, because I left my SD card up here, so that's why it's very low. But occasionally I will need to do public transportation, but not very often. Okay, my miscellaneous cost. This is going to be the last one. This is going to be the category 13. My miscellaneous cost was very high for the month of April. It was 23,211.31 pesos, or equivalent to 464.23. And these are going to be things like clothing. This is going to be things like I had to get another external USB drive because I filled it up with all the videos and all the things I need for the YouTube stuff. So I had to got another 2 terabyte external USB drive for that, and that wasn't cheap. And I got, oh, I bought a fan for the guys in the apartment. They had no fan down in the apartment, and I'm like, all you guys in there without a fan? They're like, yeah, we don't have a fan. I said, you gotta have a fan. So I went down and picked up a fan for them. I got and all the other little things inside there. I had some computer related expenses. My power supply was getting ready to go bad for my laptop. I had to order that on Lazada, and some other things. It does not include the drum. My wife, bless her heart, she actually got that for me. What a wife, huh? So anyway, yeah. So she got that. So I don't track that. These are only expenses that are coming out of my bank account, and so that's what my miscellaneous. So the next category is going to be the final. So when we look at the final, what we paid for everything, or what I paid for everything for the month of April, you're going to see my total expenses was 75,697.06 pesos, or equivalent of 1,513.94 US dollars. Now we're going to do an adjustment here, because remember, we're going to deduct the miscellaneous expenses. If you want to get an idea of what you would actually spend, or what I've actually spent, not including what I spent on the men here, not including all my electronics that I got for, not including things like I am tracking the vehicle, but all the clothing or things like that, you would base that additional amount, if you were living here, how much you anticipate spending on luxury items and things like that. So let's go to the adjusted cost. The adjusted cost for the month of April is going to be only 22,986 pesos, or the equivalent of approximately 460 US dollars. And how I calculated that is I deducted the miscellaneous expense. That's all those other things that you don't need to you don't need to spend money on to live over here. Not, food, electricity, all the utilities and things like that. And less the insurance. If you see the insurance adjustment I put inside there, I only put the 1 month amount for the insurance. So I deducted 11 months from that total amount that I paid inside there. I think the normal amount for the insurance was somewhere around 35,000 pesos, or about 54, right around 54 US dollars. So I deducted that from the total amount, and that's what is giving me my total amount, which is around, like I said, about 23,000 pesos, around 460 US dollars is what I paid for the month of April. There it is. That's my big wrap up for how much I spent in the Philippines for the month of April. And I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you can take a look at this and get an idea. Again, this is me living in a small barrio in a small barangay, mostly eating off of the local economy, where meals aren't but about 25 or 35 pesos and things like that, and an occasional splurge into town and getting things like that. It shows my utilities inside there for my water and my electricity. And so again, do not use this as a guideline of what I pay. If you want to live better, you're going to have to adjust for that. If you can live at a lower level, you can adjust for that as well. So I hope you enjoyed today's my cost of living here in the Philippines. If you did enjoy this and you found it informative, maybe a little entertaining, please give me a thumbs up. Please share, and if you have not subscribed to the channel, and you want to continue seeing these kind of things for the cost of living, plus all the other content that I do, please subscribe. Go down to the My PI Dream, the little heart in the bottom right-hand side of your screen. Click on that, and you will subscribe, and you will get all my notifications as soon as I upload a video. So for today, which is Sunday, I hope that you have a wonderful and blessed day.